You are absolute children. That is literally what happens at work. Everyone claps and then... Do you know why I'm clapping? I'm clapping because last week we got 17 viewers.
Woo!
Do you know what? I'm genuinely shocked at 17 viewers.
I'm sure it's
22 now.
Yeah, and one like
23.
because I liked it.
2 likes.
Oh, 2 likes. I liked it.
Are we sure that these are separate viewers? This isn't just we haven't left it on and it's repeated.
Let's move on.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So the only way is up. The same 4 Bare Naked Gamers are back with you. My name is Mark. This is...
Oh, you're not going to introduce me?
Well, I thought you could introduce yourself. You're a big man.
Lee.
Andrew.
Luke.
I've never heard 4 people say their own names in such
Awkward
an
manner.
awkward manner before, but never mind.
Well, we're expecting you to introduce us.
I apologise. Okay, well, firstly, let's talk about what our main focus is going to be this week. So, it is all about the big film of the week, Avengers Infinity War. Of course, we've all done our homework. We've all gone to see the film, haven't we, Andrew?
No, I have not.
Never mind.
It's
We're
a
going to
trend,
spoil.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to spoil it for him and see how he reacts. So that'll be fun.
I'll watch it in
Excellent.
4 years' time.
Should we call it Avengers Game of Thrones? Because you just don't know who's going to die.
Whoa, already too much.
We're going
Okay.
to have to have like a spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert. A lot of people
We'll-
die.
Shall we do leaving the spoilers towards the latter half of the review and then just do general impressions at first?
Yes,
I
okay.
can
Well,
sit you a muff.
before we get onto the Avengers, we're going to have another question that allows you, our humble 17 viewers, 22, 23, 24, 25, who knows, to get to know us. So, my question for you this week, again, sprung upon you. As a child, what was your favourite toy? It has to be something physical, not a game, anything like that. What was your favourite physical toy? Do you want me to start you off whilst you have a think?
I've got mine.
Already, Lee, go for it. Start me off.
My turtle blimp. And I threw it from the top window and it broke.
As in TMNT?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Even though we changed the name now.
Was it supposed to float?
I thought it did. It didn't.
I mean, in hindsight, looking back, did it look the sort of thing that could float?
Well, it blew it up.
Are you still convinced it's going to float?
Do you still
Probably
have it?
not. No. No. It broke into many parts. I was devastated.
Did you cry?
No. Just want to move on now. So
And by not crying, you've not managed to repress that for the next 20 years at all. That is a tragic story. And if anyone has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle blimp out there, please donate to make Lee happy.
See if it can fly.
Andrew, any thoughts?
I can't get past my Fireman Sam doll I had. Well, I think it was knitted for me as well. And I used to swing that thing around. I did break an ornament with it, and I think I got hit.
No, that was for other reasons.
Yeah, it was knitted, and I played with it and swung around and hugged it. And
Was this knitted by like a great grandma or?
yeah, maybe my mother or my nan. It definitely, I remember it really well. And then his arm fell off. I used to, yeah.
Did you used to fight fires with him?
Yeah, I used to obviously walk him around and pretend that he was squirting water on stuff and from his hose.
Move
quite
on.
embarrassed now, aren't you?
Luke, any thoughts?
It'd have to be a generic Lego Technics. I never really had one toy which I loved. I just loved building shit breaking shit.
Was there a specific set, or did you just?
Or any
Because
particular type of shit.
I don't know about you, but we could never afford the set. You just got like
No,
bits.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like the one I remember the most. I never again couldn't get the Star Wars or Indiana Jones shit because poor and all that. I remember like a Cowboys and Indians set, which it was like the Alamo, and you built the thing, and that's about it. That's the only one I can really remember.
Remember Action Man?
Greatest hero of them all.
Yeah. I had the Jeep. That was the one big present
Oh
thing
yeah,
I
that's a
had.
good point. I had loads of Action
Jeep.
Man.
Action Man, yeah.
Did
I
stuff
used
with him.
to really want Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, never got
Never got him.
No.
Beef
Don't
Fat
even
Stretch
think he
Armstrong.
was that expensive. I understand that I never got a PlayStation or a trip to Disneyland, but Stretch Armstrong, 20 quid on the Argos catalogue.
I got a trip to Disneyland with my dad.
Oh,
Is that because of your illness?
The poor Disneyland as well in Paris.
In Paris.
I remember I had a PlayStation for Christmas, and then I tried to turn it on Christmas Day, it didn't work.
Oh.
I did full
like
of
your Switch,
depressing Toy
Andrew.
Stories,
Yeah.
really, Andrew.
It's like my Switch. I had a Switch for Christmas and I didn't switch on the day. Could
Because
have killed my wife.
Ouch.
it was her fault. She built it, soldered it all together. She
Her
went to
fault.
the Chinese factory to put it together for you.
Mine was...
back to you.
Yeah, back to me. Mine was Playmobil Island. Like a desert island, a Playmobil set. And it had kind of like a little tunnel underneath that you could go through. And it kind of had like a Thunderbird style secret compartment on the top, like Tracy Island.
Like Thunderbird, yeah.
And I played with that way past the age where it was acceptable to play with that. I think we're probably talking about 14.
Do you still have it?
I'm pretty sure it's in my mum's loft. It's got to be in my mum's loft if she'd thrown it away.
Keep it for your children.
Yeah.
It was
You're right.
funny, no?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so now you know us a little bit better and think less of us, or perhaps more of us, and are upset by our tragic childhoods. Let's move on to the main topic of today's pod, which is, of course, Avengers Infinity War. When did we see it, gents? When did you go?
I went on Friday to the Cardiff IMAX. Have you been to the Cardiff IMAX? No?
No.
Well, screen
I've
one.
never been to an IMAX, actually.
Well, the film was 2 hours 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, being sensible, I thought I'd go to the toilet beforehand. I went to the toilet and walked in, and I thought, wow, there's a lot of cubicles here, and it's really nice. So I went to the toilet, came out of the toilet, and there was a gentleman there washing his hands, and so I thought I'd wash my hands, and then go into the cinema, enjoy the film. When I came back, and I thought, I really need to go to the toilet now. Started walking into the same toilet, but obviously 3 ladies started to walk out.
So you both made the same mistake?
Me and this other guy made the same mistake.
Brilliant.
But they are very similar. The signs are very similar between male and female.
I mean,
They got a head, they got a body, they got
gender
legs.
equality. That's what,
they are universal signs for man and lady.
People have been using them successfully for years.
yeah. Obviously, I haven't. But no, the toilets, yeah, they're very similar, to be honest with you. But when I went to the male's toilets, only about 6 urinals. Couldn't believe it.
It was more than the ladies.
Oh.
Good toilet.
Some of the
chat.
washwomen, yeah. Sorry, anyway.
Luke, when did you see it?
Avengers.
Yeah.
I went with Reese on Saturday. Last Friday. I got off the train from work straight to the cinema.
I'm bleeding.
Good.
That's the first ever pod injury.
I just picked the scab.
Oh.
That was
That's
good.
why I just stopped halfway through.
Thanks for drawing our attention to it.
That's
Luke.
okay.
Yes.
Really appreciate that.
Yes, 7:30 showing in Odeon in Bath. Was there till like 11. But
Sweet.
yeah.
Was it rammed?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went Monday, and Andrew, you went.
I'll go. I'll go. I've got to
will.
see them all beforehand. I still haven't watched any. I did download one of them. Now I've forgotten which one. The second one, Avengers.
The second Marvel film?
That was on the Google Play Store, right?
Yes, I downloaded that, and then didn't watch it. So I'll catch up. It's 19
You'll get
films I
there.
gotta watch.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm only just starting to watch The Sopranos, and that came out 20 years ago.
I have no intention of ever starting
Too
that.
deep,
It's too deep. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, firstly, we had predictions last week of which character would die.
Oh fuck yeah.
Winner.
Sort of one.
Semi-winner.
You don't know.
You don't
I don't
know.
know.
I'll argue that I was kind of a winner.
Okay. So how do we want to do this then? How should we kick off? Does someone want to launch into their Avengers soliloquy?
Did you have a standout moment? Just name one.
Spidey at the end.
Yeah.
Spidey at the end was the moment,
Same
wasn't
for
it?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same for me.
But why did his last so much longer than everyone else's?
Because they wanted you to feel it.
Now, do you want me to get into this now?
No.
Because I think this is going to be controversial.
No, come on, get into it now.
Alright,
Go on.
Okay. So I think if we're giving this a score out of 20, I'm very keen on scores out of 20, then I'm guessing you two are going to be 18, 19, 20. Am I right? Or am I...
Yeah, 19. Yeah, I'll give it a 19. That's a Spartacus season 1 nakedness rating.
Woo!
19 naked.
I'm going to give her a 15 until I've seen the sequel to it. 'Cause it depends how it's one of those I think hinge very much on the payoff of the next film.
No, I completely agree. And mine's at a bit of a saggy 14.
Ooh.
I don't think I loved it as much as a lot of other people did. I enjoyed it a lot.
Everyone was raving about it, yeah, I was going to say.
I appreciated it for what it was. I think it did its job very, very well. But what you just said, for me, hits the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The Spidey moment, are we just going to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Spider-Man dies, Andrew.
Whoa!
Yep, and it is fucking heartbreaking every second of it.
Whoa! That's
Incidentally, so does everyone else.
big. I wish I'd seen it now.
Yeah.
Except
I will watch it.
Except he's not really going to be dead, is he?
except a few people don't die.
Yes.
So Spidey, I was talking about it in work the other day. The reason why it lasted longer, because he had his Spidey sense, so he knew something was coming before it actually happened.
That makes sense.
That's good.
That's that is a canon explanation, I guess.
That is nice.
That might be why they put that little bit at the beginning of him having his Spidey sense, because they didn't really explore that in Homecoming or Civil War.
So will that then be the end of Spider-Man films?
No. And
There's a sequel coming out. It's already greenlit.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
The big emotional heft that happens at the end with the deaths did not affect me to the core like it should have done, because I just thought, what does it mean? I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that they were gone. And even though the Spider-Man one was emotional with that relationship with Tony Stark, and that did kind of punch me in the feels,
It did.
the rest, they didn't. And I cry anything.
Oh yeah,
I cry adverts. I cry radio adverts, for God's sake. There's like jingles where the two sisters are singing to each other. They got such a beautiful relationship. I'm in tears.
I couldn't give a fuck about any of them apart from Spider-Man. I just thought that was.
But you should have done, right?
I don't know. I mean,
So
no.
What's your opinion? When did you think Tony Stark was going to die? When you got
When I
stabbed?
thought Tony Stark was gonna die, but I think it's a bit different. When Tony Stark was gonna die, or spoilers, he got stabbed and then sprayed himself with something and then lived.
No, nice.
I don't think I was like, I hope he doesn't die. I was like, I'm really caught up in how fucking desperate this guy is now, because they've already like brought back up the fact that he was mentally fucked up because of the first Avengers, and he says for the last 5 years Thanos has been in his head.
Yeah.
And you can see that in when he's just, his suit's falling apart basically, and like he's moving his suit around, so his fists, so all that's left is a bit of his shoulders and his fists to try and take Thanos down, and there's just like nothing left.
It was great when he ripped his head off, hit his helmet off. I mean, his helmet come back up again instantly. That was great. But I do agree with you on the point, and because you know there are going to be sequels, etc. You know, maybe Marvel should have said, we're not releasing any other film titles.
I think they realised that. I think they realised they fucked up, which is why they haven't released the sequel to the Avengers title yet.
Yeah.
And, contracts of actors leak out and stuff. The character dies in Game of Thrones. Sorry, I know, I talk about it all the time. But you don't know it's going to happen.
Yep.
And you feel like it's final.
Yeah. But the other part was...
Except for Stark.
I knew Tony Stark wasn't going to die anyway, because he hasn't made up with Captain America yet.
Yes, it's unfinished business.
They need to make up,
and that's why they are both still alive.
Yeah.
So I did not.
You agree, Andrew? Yeah.
I did not think it was too long, and at 2 hours 40, if you don't think it's too long, you clearly enjoyed it, right?
Yeah. It's
and it whizzed along, but I enjoyed. I can't remember what film it is now. Do you remember when Hawkeye's in his little cabin? You know, with
Age of
his
Ultron.
family.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
The
Age of
last
Ultron.
Avengers film.
And do you know what?
Don't worry.
I enjoyed that bit because I needed some sort of this is me trying to live my life moment. I'm emotionally invested in the character. He's torn away from his family to do something. And in this, because it was just so bang, 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 I don't feel I ever got that sort of 10 minutes of, oh, I care about these characters. I only cared about them because of something I watched 2 years ago. And for me, it wasn't kind of compressed enough.
Yeah.
Does that? But I don't know if it needed to be. I mean, I didn't
think
need to try it. did I?
that kind of multi sort of part arc is why I think like these films or the ratings of these films hinge on the next one and the one before it.
Yeah.
Because it's all one massive story.
Yeah.
And that's why then you're feeling the flop, because then Spider-Man's dying, but then he's going to be in another film.
Yeah, and there was a moment with Doctor Strange kind of earlier on, and he was like playing around with the time stone or whatever. And I was just like, well, he's just going to go back in time, and I mean, he might not, but for me, it was just a bit too much of a point that this could happen.
Yeah. I will say props to Disney for actually having the balls to go ahead with it.
Yeah, and
yes.
the screening I saw it in, there was a lot of kids, and that kind of for me, I think, was a reason why maybe I wasn't sucked along as much as I could have been. Because if I was in a packed cinema full of geeks, or going, oh, like I think the audience you watch it with affects how you feel about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a bit dead in there.
Really?
Yeah.
It was Monday, I guess. So
It was
the opening
Monday.
weekend's gone.
Yeah.
I agree with you because I've watched it twice. So I watched it on the Friday in Cardiff.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was obviously better in
must have been
Cardiff.
hyped.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I went to watch it yesterday
Yeah.
in Swindon, also in IMAX. We also have IMAX.
Also in Swindon though, so.
Also in Swindon, where people actually dressed up in Iron Man and Spider-Man costumes, which was interesting. But there was no atmosphere. There was a couple of scenes when I was in Cardiff, people were laughing really loudly, and I felt like I need to laugh really loud.
Yeah.
But then, can you remember that scene? Yeah. But when it was in Swindon, it was just a couple of ha 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 ha. Whereas I was doing Andrew. So you're completely right with the atmosphere and who we with. And of course, the guy I was sitting next to in Cardiff stunk of beer and was drunk about 5 Budweiser next to me,
Oh, God.
which was even more entertaining.
I thought I'd see some kids cry. I mean, imagine being 8 years old and watching like everyone die.
I don't think there was many kids at the showing me and Reese went to, or if there were, there was more students more than anything.
The boy in Swindon was 2 seats from me. He was like this.
That's good. And for 2 hours 40
Yeah.
to keep a kid's attention, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I thought the plot was really clever. The way it weaved everything in. I enjoyed like the different little groups they went off into.
Yeah, I like that they had separate stories all centered around the one guy Thanos. Because this was just.
So what
about
did you
Thanos.
think of Thanos?
Right. Okay.
Here we go. Settle in.
Did anyone have any empathy for him?
Tons of empathy. I thought he was done balanced so fucking well. Best Marvel villain so far.
Surprised he's not Chinese, really.
Wow.
Trying to reduce the head count, let's just say. So
Political.
I completely. They stopped it now. Apparently, it's only rich and poor families can have 2 children now in
Oh,
China.
well done.
Yeah. I did my research. Just as you
Thinking
do.
of moving to China to have a second child. Is
The
that
next
what
Yeah,
topic.
I know. Well, and we all had the first one, didn't I? So
that's true.
So I believe the way they set him up, and when he was speaking to Gamora, saying, I killed half your planet, true, but now the rest of your planet can eat healthily and live in a perfect environment.
Yeah.
He calls it a paradise, doesn't
Yes, and the other thing is Loki
Was he a nice
says,
guy?
yeah, Loki says you will never be a god, and when you think of situations like this controlling so much, he never actually agreed. He doesn't want to be a god.
No.
He just wants order.
He says himself, doesn't he? He doesn't want to do it. But he's the only one with the will to do it.
Yes. And he's not okay. Previously, he's killed a lot of people. I'm sure he tortured a lot of people. But the way he's trying to do this one is just a click of a finger and people just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
It's not everyone's going to go for torturous, tormenting Hitler time.
Yeah.
So I do show a little bit of good on you, mate. Yeah.
I think the
I
logic
need my
behind it.
food.
Mass genocide. Two thumbs
Yeah.
up from Lee.
The way he was about explaining it, the problem is it makes sense. It's wrong. It's very, very wrong, but it makes sense.
It's the problem that we don't hate Thanos enough. I think it's great to have a villain who is complex and has meaning behind. But actually, at the end of the day, in a superhero film, I kind of want the goodie and the baddie, and the baddie to be bad. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, I think he was clearly bad. It's just, I think it's good, especially if kids are watching the film, to realise that bad isn't that cut and dry.
That's a good point.
Yeah, nice.
Everything is good from a certain point of view.
Yeah, totally.
And they're definitely trying to make a cleverer superhero film now, aren't they? Darker, more complex.
They're trying to
More going
advance
on.
them with the audience at the end of the day.
Now, as we discussed last week, I hadn't seen Thor Ragnarok or Black Panther.
Oh,
I saw Thor. I really, really liked it. Really enjoyed it. Thought
just
it
a
was
pile
hilarious.
of rocks.
Oh my God, the funniest character I've ever seen. Black Panther.
What happened to him?
Yeah, what did happen?
Well, I believe the distress order
Yeah.
was still going out, so half a ship is still fine.
And would that ship have the Valkyrie girl on it as
Yes.
well? Yeah, that makes sense. But I hadn't seen Black Panther. So in terms of like for Andrew, who hasn't seen some of the films, and kind
Or
of whether
any
it
of them.
affects them, it didn't affect me so much in that I was kind of like, well, I get who these characters are. They're good guys, hooray! But because a lot of it happened in Black Panther land, Wakanda, thank you, Wakanda. There was a tiny little bit of me which was like, I don't know this landscape, and everyone else does. If I kind of knew who this person trying to protect it was, I'd feel a little bit more invested.
Yeah.
The thing was missing was the rhinos.
Yeah, what the fuck were the rhinos? I was just gonna say that. It's like these
I mean, the budget was blown on 10,000 superstars.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm
they
so
looked
at sea right now.
fucking awful in Black Panther. Some of the worst CGI. Still better than the rhinos in
Well, maybe that's
Jumanji,
why
but
they got rid of it.
yeah, but
Jumanji, no, I've
they
seen that.
wrecked shit. They took out fucking hundreds of people in that film. Where were they?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen it, so
No.
yeah. It's the best part of the film.
Armored rhinos.
No, Andrew, you haven't seen it.
Which one are you talking about now? Black Panther.
That's true. No, the most recent one, Infinity War. Thinking of all the Avengers characters and the Guardians of the Galaxy characters, is there like a combination of a couple that you haven't seen before that you wanted to see, or that you think would be funny or good or interesting to see?
He's looking at you. He's asked you.
You and me.
But the
me.
problem
Yeah,
is,
'cause-
Andrew hasn't seen Ragnarok as well.
Yeah.
He
No.
doesn't understand how funny Chris Hemsworth is.
True, he is very funny. But thinking of Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
the one with the raccoon and the tree, right?
Yeah.
And the Avengers.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Rabbit.
Any sort of combination of those you think would be interesting to see? Because I just want to see if that actually happened in the film.
No, but
Okay.
an interesting thing for you, Andrew.
Okay,
An interesting thing for you, Andrew, is they go to Edinburgh,
Edinburgh.
and there's a street where I believe we went to a pub on a stag do
Yes.
in the film. So
That's my way in.
a good reason why you should watch the
Watch
film.
it.
I really liked Quill and Thor together. I
Yeah.
thought those scenes were hilarious. Because you think Quill, Star-Lord, he's a very attractive man, cool, and then he stands next to Thor, and you're like, oh my days.
You are
come on.
ugly.
Favorite part of the film is where Drax just goes to him. While he's like, I haven't put anything on. Drax just goes,
yeah.
and you can definitely see he's got a little bit of a chin going
Yeah,
on.
he is
Yeah.
looking fat. From
Well,
the
he-
first one,
Yeah.
he was ripped.
Yeah, he
But I
was.
mean, back in Parks and Rec, where he was first famous,
Oh, yeah.
like he's a chunky guy, and the joke is he eats a load of food, and like he got shredded,
yeah.
didn't he? Any other points then? Any other little nuggets?
So, I'm not a great Captain America fan,
Not me.
but
Me
what the
neither.
Russo brothers have done with him in the films is absolutely unbelievable. And when he turned up, I actually gasped.
Because of the beard and the...
Oh yes, he looked good, didn't he? But when he caught the spear, I looked,
Yeah.
bravo.
You
Even
can
though he's
catch
a-
it. Well done.
Yeah. No, he was absolutely brilliant.
I
You're
really
now a
want-
fan of Captain America.
Yeah.
I really want to see the film again. Talking about
Yeah,
it.
same.
And that's the key, isn't it? I only saw it a couple of days ago. And I didn't love it, but I think if I go back, I'm going to enjoy it more.
You'll be looking out for more stuff as well.
The only thing I was a few things I was a little bit disappointed. Hulk was underpowered. Vision was underpowered.
Hulk was in it for 2 seconds.
Yeah, but there was no Sherlock joke when Robert Downey Jr.
That would- yeah.
and Benedict Cumberbatch come together. I thought
Oh, that's a good
it's
point.
going to be it's got to be a Sherlock joke
That would
coming.
have been good.
Or we
It
might have
wasn't.
missed it. It might be extremely subtle. We don't know.
But what another thing which I noticed as well. So have you watched Winter Soldier?
Yeah, but not for a while.
The Captain America scene when he's holding back a helicopter.
Yeah.
Well, what they did in the film, which I noticed second time around, the Spider-Man has the same sort of scene, but then a comedy element comes into it. So he's holding on to one thing and he's trying to bicep curl,
Oh yeah.
and then it shoots off. And then later on, when we're in the spaceship, and the vacuum takes out
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the bad guys.
Kids seen more films.
Yeah. Yes. Well, remember the scene in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire?
Not seen it.
What? The train scene.
Oh yeah. I thought you were on about Amazing Spider-Man. Sorry, yeah.
No.
Where he's holding on and then they pass him back.
Yeah. Well, there is a similar the way he's actually the actions when he's pulling back the Doctor is quite similar to the scene on the train.
Yeah.
So yeah, some subtle little noticeable little differences and little touches like that. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
And the post-credit, a little bit. Did we like that?
Well, I didn't know it was going to take so long.
Oh my
Let
God,
him
the
say
credit.
fuck. For God's sake, it was. You could have made that a 12A. It wouldn't have affected anything. Let him say the full word motherfucker. It's the only franchise he has never sworn in. Let him say it. Oh,
Yeah,
then
but-
again, Jurassic Park, he didn't.
No, because it was funny that he didn't.
Yeah.
It's a lot better to end on that laugh than to end on. And I'll tell you what, that was the one that surprised me. They did that really well with
What's
Samuel
that?
L. Jackson. Kind of what's she called? She faded away. The one from
Maria
How
Hill.
I Met Your Mother.
Maria Hill,
Yeah, faded away, and I was like, oh my god, Samuel L. Jackson's left. And then, spoiler, Samuel L. Jackson disappears. Yeah, I thought that was really funny. Like
Yeah, I thought it was funny, but I was like, just let him say it.
you just
For
like
God's
swearing
sake.
because you're 12.
No, I like the fact it's his thing.
Yeah,
Let him-
It was funny.
I know.
Oh yeah, but another point was early on in the film. You know when Tony Stark walks into the wind.
No.
Right at the start-
Oh yeah.
right at the
Yeah,
start,
yeah.
When he walks into the winds and there's people like going past.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me of Batman vs Superman and how that scene should have actually ended
Yeah.
up.
It'd be
Have you
amazing
watched
what would
Batman vs
happen.
Superman when he walks into it.
This is supposed to be rubbish.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
fell
Yeah.
asleep. Like literally fell asleep.
Yeah.
It's the only good part of the film is the fight, and it's there for about 5 minutes.
Okay, so I'm feeling bad because Andrew's not had a lot to say. Any
Lost
last quick little bits on Marvel?
That was half an hour already.
Oh well, so it was almost as long as the film.
You all geeked out. Yeah.
I mean, Andrew's had nothing to say, so we've all brought a topic along with us. I say as always, we've done this once before and Andrew didn't, so you know.
0 for 1.
And what do you want to talk about this week?
I've actually done some research and I've actually got a topic. I've got a question for you to start you off.
Gas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How many single people... You haven't read my piece of paper. have you? How many single people do you think are on Facebook?
All of them.
Well, how many people on Facebook?
What?
Everyone.
Facebook status single.
Yeah. It's listed
Oh,
as
I mean,
single
Lee's
on
married
Facebook.
with a child.
Across the
so
world.
He's single.
Yeah.
Mark?
Are we talking
500 million. Well, half a billion people.
478 million.
I'm going to say less than 100 million.
Ooh. Well, none of you are correct. Although you were not too far off. It's not quite as high as you think. 200 million single people on Facebook.
Okay.
Or that say they're single.
Yeah, they give the status as single. Yeah.
Okay, why is this relevant?
Well, if you've seen the news this week, Facebook,
No.
Facebook's releasing a dating app.
Like,
To be integrated into Facebook as it is already.
What's it called?
sign up now.
Face date.
Is it
Face
It's
date?
not.
It's not.
Oh.
But I don't. Well, I didn't see a name.
Can you
I'll have a
get?
quick look.
Yeah, Google
So, do you see all a person's photos?
This is a terrible
All
idea.
the statuses.
So they've done it because people are spending. I've written it down somewhere. People are spending across the world 50 million less hours a day on Facebook.
I'm spending fewer and fewer hours on Facebook.
I have unfollowed a lot of people
Same.
on Facebook.
I haven't unfollowed people because I'm curious to see what that person I didn't like in year 9 is doing in their life.
Yeah.
But it is now noticeably just older people posting racist things.
The staff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've unfollowed you as well. Because it's 3 strike rule. 3 annoying posts and then there's an unfollow.
This is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
Yeah.
This is the sort of thing you do.
Yeah.
Absolute.
You annoyed
3
me.
strikes. What? Because I talked about politics.
Yeah,
Ah,
probably.
yes, it's politics, teaching and politics.
No. I'm not one of those teaching people who
Yeah,
puts
you
on. No, not on
It must have been
Facebook.
politics.
Yeah.
I banned a lot of teachers as well.
Because teachers on Facebook are the worst.
Yep.
I've been working really hard today, and it's been really challenging for me. And no.
Well, so
Are
apparently,
you
if they
sure you haven't posted?
Yeah.
so if they're single and you're single,
Yeah.
you'll then be able to like.
But
So they're talking about like creating like real. I was reading it earlier. So they're talking about creating like real meetup events as well. So you're able to say,
how long have you been married?
You sound a little too excited.
"This ain't gonna go down well." That you're able to say, "Oh, that we can, you can meet with other singles
Yeah.
at certain events and stuff."
Wow. So
But then you know how mental and that stuff they are from like. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
if you're meeting up with somebody who posts on Facebook
Mm.
and they're the ones that like post, and so is it also going to be linked to how often you're on Facebook? So if you're on Facebook more often, are you then going to get more likes? So that means you're the one that's posting on Facebook all the time, and we all know how annoying they are.
I mean, so you set up your Tinder profile to make yourself look as good as humanly possible.
Uh-huh.
Which I guess a couple of weeks down the road, you're like, oh my god, this person's awful.
You can.
So is it better to know that they're the sort of person who posts the "what month were you born on"? If you're born in April, there's a 30% chance
Yeah,
you're.
so you know, yeah.
You know they're a freaking idiot.
Yeah, and really those annoying people, yeah.
Oh, but ban a burger in Britain.
Or
Yeah, all racist. So
the like this message and post it on your own thing. Otherwise, I don't know,
Yeah.
something will die.
So I guess
like,
if you
no.
eliminate them from the gene pool straight away, when I say gene pool, I mean your own personal gene
If
pool.
You
only
do know who we need, don't we?
if only you
With an
could click your
S-glove.
fingers. Yeah.
Yeah. But I bet Zuckerberg is going to do something genius and
Wow.
integrate his VR technology into something like this.
I saw the VR thing, yeah.
So you have an Oculus Rift on and you're swiping through, and then you've got what's those things you can stick on your dip? That's basically. I can't remember.
Well, yeah,
what
because
they're called.
they've released the VR thing, haven't they? Where it hasn't got to be connected into anything anymore.
Yeah.
You're a little bit impressed, I know that, anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see where he's coming from.
Okay, so if we were single,
I
would
Oh yeah,
I
you
mean
are.
I wasn't trying to make it too obvious.
But I'm not one of those that actually puts it on
I'm still
Facebook.
bleeding,
Would-
by the way.
Good.
You can put that on Facebook.
Still bleeding. Lol. Hashtag bloodletting.
Not pregnant, thank God.
If we were single, would we use this Facebook app? I think I probably
yeah.
would.
I would complete it.
It could be something slightly
Getting
different. So
All
he,
achievements.
yeah, but he is also, so Zuckerberg wants to quote build long-term lasting relationships, not just a quote hookup.
No.
It depends what you're interested in as a single.
It's
So
not
Right.
about bullshit.
But I guess there's different dating sites for people who want different things, aren't there? So if that is the sort of niche he's carving out, fair enough.
That's why,
I mean,
that's why he's on about meeting at events and all this kind of stuff.
it will be hugely successful just because if you throw, I don't know what analogy I was going to say, if you throw a rock at someone, chances are it will hurt them.
Congratulations.
Thanks, there's a metaphor in there somewhere.
But only if you're
Right.
without sin can you cast the first stone.
That is true.
Gee whiz, anyway. This is,
Wow.
are we talking about Guardians of the Galaxy again? That's even not even the film you were
No, we're
talking
talking about Jesus.
The Bible.
People are other companies are freaking out
Yeah.
because Facebook's stock shares rose by 1.1%. And
£1 billion,
and
basically.
the other companies all dropped. People are bailing on their dating apps already.
You would. I mean, it makes sense. Facebook is the
Yeah.
biggest fish in the pond. And if that fish already has all of your personal information,
Yeah.
browsing data,
Yeah.
likes and dislikes,
Which
Tinder already taps into, your likes and dislikes and friends are available to it. And it finds people with similar likes and dislikes. And it also taps into your Instagram now. So any Instagram photos you have, you can share on there as well. So it's kind of edging towards what this seems to want to do.
It's getting very Brave New World.
Uh,
It's a book.
it's getting very Orwellian, 19 whatever.
I can give you another question actually. What do you think the average age of somebody on Facebook is?
29.
That's a good guess. I'm going to go 29 and 1 month.
30.
Well, this doesn't fully answer the question, I guess, but it does. But it does because it's over half of the people
Yeah.
on
The majority.
Facebook are over 35. 54% of people are users on Facebook are over 35. So basically, all the fit, hot people and singletons have gone to Instagram to post lots of hot pictures, and all the ugly munters are left over on Facebook.
So, Luke, you're going to sign up soon?
I need a piss.
I gotta find out what it's called first.
Face
for
grab,
God's sake,
face.
yeah.
They
do it,
haven't
doesn't it?
released it yet, have they?
No,
It's not. I looked it up. They haven't actually come up with a name.
it's gonna be something we pause while he isn't here. We talk about him when he's not
we
here.
keep
or-
going.
Didn't he seriously not control his bladder for
I
half
kind
an
of need
hour?
a wee.
Clearly not. No, you're not going.
There's going to be it's going to be different as well.
Yeah.
So instead of like swiping, and there's none of that apparently.
He's definitely
It's gonna be-
downloading the app in the toilet, isn't he?
No, I can hear him. I wonder if the mic can pick it up.
Lovely.
It's going to be a pass or interested button.
Pass or interest?
Apparently, this is at the FA
But
thing,
that's
wasn't it?
kind of what's on all of them already. You have the button at all the swipe.
Yeah, I want the equivalent of it's complicated. That kind of like, I don't really like you, but hey, let's
Why don't we just cut the shit and do Snog, Marry, Avoid?
as an app.
But then that's
Or
just,
just
because-
fuck, marry, avoid. I would fuck this person.
they're on about
I would want to-
long-term, long-lasting relationships.
That's definitely
Yeah,
a
they
real
all
toilet.
say that.
Lee, yeah. So what do you think of? Apparently, the buttons are going to be pass or interested buttons. That's it. So
Swap.
pass or interested. Obviously,
Correct.
you're not bothered because you're a married man. But pass or interested.
I pass on this topic.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Nice.
Oh, beat you to it.
I did loads of research, man. I got a
Have you
list.
got
of
more?
You were
crap
literally on
on
my
the
sofa
stuff.
for about 5 minutes.
Okay, let's
Can we
move-
pass on to Luke?
We can pass
So,
on to Luke.
You taking your hosting job then, didn't I?
You
My
were very good
apologies.
at it.
If we get more views, because I did my research.
I was going to say from who? Stephen Hawking. I mean, he is dead.
So, gambling.
Oh, we talked about that earlier.
What would you define as gambling?
Losing money.
Losing money.
Lots of it.
Putting
I mean,
a stake on something that you're not sure whether you're going to get back or not,
yeah, taking a risk.
Taking a
or a
risk.
potential gain.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. So, what kind of risk?
A monetary risk,
Okay.
financial, I guess.
It's normally money, isn't it?
Yeah.
In our modern
Yeah.
world.
So, if you were to play a popular video game, say FIFA, for example, if we go right back to the very beginning,
Yeah.
and you were to put money in to get a random chance of getting something back,
Yeah.
is that gambling?
Are you guaranteed to get something back?
You're not guaranteed the worth,
Not guaranteed.
but you are guaranteed to get something.
Okay.
So whether you're going down the route as well, then is whether you're saying gambling's addictive.
So if
that's
I
all.
was going to, if I joined a raffle, did a raffle, would that class as gambling?
Yeah, some people don't do raffles. I'm sure there are kids in school who do raffles.
Yeah. Okay. Keep it going, Luke. Keep teasing us.
So there's this sort of icky, grey, muggy thing going on in video games at the moment, which is the loot box or the loot crate, which people are kind of cottoning on to after Star Wars Battlefront, which was probably the most extortionate to date, because paying money into it would literally make you a better player, because you would get more loot crates, higher chance of getting rare loot, etc., etc. So it was one of the first AAA examples of pay to win, which was obviously unfair against those that can't afford it.
Yeah.
Which got massive media attention, and then all eyes came on the industry for this sort of practice, which has actually been happening for years. FIFA's Ultimate Team is the exact same thing. And when was the first? 09?
Yeah. I mean, freemium games, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So when Ultimate Team first came out, it was EA's just exploratory idea, but it didn't get popular until about 2 years later. And when did the money actually start coming into play?
The money, you could buy packs straight away.
Really?
Yeah.
I could remember.
Yeah,
Because I wasn't interested.
you could definitely buy packs straight away. So the model hasn't really changed.
So, I understand where you're getting at here, but I'll put it into Mark's terms. So, Merlin football stickers, okay?
He's in.
Yeah. Panini, but whatever.
Yeah.
They were Merlin,
All right.
I remember that,
Yeah.
Okay. And
Black
so,
pack.
yeah.
The gold number. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
So, you would invest to buy some stickers, but how many times when you had all the stickers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that
Same principle to that, eh?
Is that the same principle? And also the same again with Pokemon cards. The more you buy, the more chance you're going to get Charizards.
So,
yeah,
So
absolutely.
what's grinding your gears then, Luke?
Well, no, I just wanted to bring up to see what people think, because a couple of European countries like Belgium have now actually started on the process of some of the more egregious stuff actually being classified as gambling. So any games that come out with these mechanics would be rated adults only.
Is it PEGI 18 or is it going to be...
There is an AO,
Right, okay.
adults only, and it's mature in... No, it's AO in America as well, I think it is. There is a PEGI AO, which is above 18.
I can definitely see how it could be addictive, couldn't it? Or it would be. If you're a 14-year-old, if you're some 14-year-old kid and you're got your dad's card and you want to be better than your mates and you're feeling the pressure of being crap and you could spend more money and more money. Oh, I didn't quite get it, I'll spend a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a...
How are you not in debt, Andrew?
Yeah. So going back to the sticker analogy, then, this is why I kind of sort of lynched onto the beginning with the Ultimate Team. With the stickers, yes, you pay for it, but you get a physical thing. Does that matter? That you get a physical thing that you can see, touch, and feel, and trade with other people?
Not
Whereas-
really, because we, when we gamble, we do it online. So we don't actually get anything physical.
Cool. So it doesn't matter.
Um,
Whether if it's physical or not, it doesn't matter.
You could end up spending more money with loot crates because of the detachment from it.
But
Okay.
you will need to have a bill payer's permission.
So, okay, gambling online, you put money in, but you get money out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Don't have
could
very
become
often.
a physical thing if you go to a cash machine.
Yeah.
So,
But this
it is a
can
physical thing.
Can never become a physical thing.
Ultimate Team stuff couldn't, no.
Yeah.
So, does that make a difference in classifying it as gambling? Because is that why this is being considered as gambling, whereas where you buy a sticker book, pack of stickers, you get a physical thing. That's not being considered.
So you're talking about the physical thing. So stickers, going back to stickers, if I had 10 Dion Dublins and you needed needed a Dion Dublin,
Then you'd go to Homes Under the Hammer.
and you had 5 Ryan Giggses,
Yeah.
and I needed a Ryan Giggs, we would,
I mean, at least 4 Dion Dublins for a Ryan Giggs, but
of course,
Yeah.
you trade.
Yeah.
So with Future Ultimate Team, can you not trade?
I don't know. You tell me.
I believe you can trade and you can sell off
In future Ultimate Teams.
Future, whatever it's called. So, for example, you get a pack of players, and I get Ronaldo. So I don't want Ronaldo for some silly reason. So I would put him on the market to sell, so I can get extra coins to get
To
all the Robbie
sell.
Savages
To sell.
to sell.
Yeah, well, sell, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's trading, not gambling.
See now, and I'm glad you brought that up. This is why now these countries have started looking into it and thinking that it is gambling, because there is there's proposed to be a market. You buy it, you get a random thing, you don't want it, you can then sell that for monetary value. Because the argument before about it not being classed as gambling is you don't get the physical thing.
So
Now you can transfer that into a physical thing. So you pay money in, you can get money out. That's gambling.
So Bitcoin is that gambling,
Bitcoin's currency.
but you sell and trade.
You also buy euros when you go to Europe.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
currency
that's true.
exchange.
No, I completely agree. anything to take down EA a peg or two.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm fully with.
But the thing is, even though EA sort of started the media frenzy, I guess, about this because of Battlefront 2, it isn't the most egregious at all. I kind of agree that the Ultimate Team thing is kind of placid, in that when it first came out, I actually got interested in FIFA because I kind of like the mechanic of opening packs
Yeah,
and
maybe
stuff.
playing it.
Yeah. Where this all really sort of has come up now is CSGO and things like Battlegrounds on PC especially. You buy your random loot crate for money, and then if you don't like that thing, you can then go on the Steam marketplace and sell it for actual money.
This feels like it can be easily exploited, and it feels as if vulnerable people could fall victim to it. And by vulnerable
It already
people,
has.
Yeah, so that feels like there should be something to kind of monitor it, I guess.
A sort of regulation agency,
Yeah.
like a gambling authority.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's been happening at the moment. Even though this stuff has been going on for fucking years, no one's given a shit until EA's bottom line was, I wouldn't say severely hit, but it was a percentile or two by people just not buying Battlefront 2 because of the stink that was done around it. And their sort of response to it was, I think, and quote, it's player choice. We want to give players the choice to spend their money and throw it against a wall, and for those with gambling addictions and addictive issues to throw all the money they want at us.
Speaking of throwing money around, Luke has finally agreed to come to Insomnia with me.
I have.
It's exciting news.
I know. We're paying money not to sleep.
mean,
Tense. Is that what even tense inside?
Yeah.
Right, talk to me about insomnia then. I don't really know what it is.
Do you not?
I
So-
mean, a bit.
It's when you
Yeah.
can't sleep.
Yeah.
I can't get no
Sleep.
Yeah, go on then.
Wow. Okay. And Insomnia is a big LAN event. Do you know what a LAN event is?
Where people play.
Local area network.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done.
So basically, it's 4,000 geeks in one big room in the Birmingham
It's
NEC.
gonna smell so bad.
It really does. It really does.
Are there showers?
Yes, showers.
Are there showers you want to use?
After the first or second
Is it
day,
a lot of men as well?
a lot of men.
Percentage, a lot of men.
Oh, boy.
90% men, like.
A lot of men. Most girls who attend are just in cosplay.
Which is good.
Cosplays are really good.
Very good.
I saw an Iron Man, and it was absolutely amazing.
Girl Iron Man?
No.
That would be an Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher.
Nice.
Keep that for another topic. Margaret Thatcher.
Go on then. So why do you want to go to Insomnia?
To escape from the missus.
That's on video.
And the child.
Banter. No, it's just so you can just play games constantly with no interruptions.
Okay, what
Oh, you
sort
have
of
like
games? Just all.
So it's all
games?
up to you. So so it started up as a fairly small LAN event, and over the years it's just escalated, and it got purchased by a game a few years ago, and obviously with a
Game making purchases? Blimey.
20 million as well. I knew the guy who bought it off. A really nice guy. Anyway, obviously now they're promoting it and getting a lot more footfall, etc. And now they have a exhibition hall.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of board games. Just
We should be good with this.
Yeah, I invited them, and they'll have a lot of new releases. They have YouTubers, proper YouTubers who play games, and people watch them for some stupid reason.
So it's like, I mean, the NEC hosts things like the Ideal Home Show, but just
And
with
the dog
games.
show.
Yeah, like Crufts. It's like Crufts with games.
There'll be dogs there.
So wait, you said it's not just PC gamers.
Not just PC. It used to be majority PC gamers. So when I first turned up with my Xbox One and my MacBook, I had a few stares while I walked into the hall.
You don't take your own console.
Yeah, you got to take all your
Yeah, you take your own.
BYOC, so you bring your own computer.
Okay.
So you bring your own computer, so you take your gaming chair, your monitor, your PC, and some of those.
So they don't have monitors there for you to plug into. You've got to take everything.
You have to take.
You don't have to
everything
take.
with
You don't have to take a chair. They do provide bog standard chairs.
have to stand up for the whole.
Oh, but I bet
You get a
we're
desk.
to rocking up
Yeah,
with
they
proper
do
gaming
give you-
chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, they even have VIP areas now as well, where you have a little bit of carpet.
You can take.
250
I'm gonna
quid.
take this.
You all live in a shed for a few days.
Yeah.
And you pay extra money
No,
to
it's a
stand
big
on a
hall.
Well, yeah,
carpet.
okay.
Yeah. Well, you get really good network.
The Wi-Fi.
You have like
yeah.
parties and stuff at night, don't you? I think I've seen.
Yeah, so it's the biggest quiz in the UK they have. I think they have about
It's all drinking and
yeah, free beer as well for a little bit. I think it's about 1,000 people turn up for the quiz.
Awesome.
Came in the top 5 once. And they have
quite impressive.
It is quite
thanks,
impressive.
man. Thank you. Yeah,
It was teams of 1,000. So,
but the only problem is you can't take in your own alcohol. So
It's
you're
expensive.
paying for NEC prices. Alcohol,
Yeah.
which is
You mean it's
absolutely
difficult
ridiculous.
to take in your own alcohol?
No, but obviously the security has to be really good.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it is a bit slacking, but because you've got thousands of pounds worth of equipment, each individual, so you would want it to be secure. So they check your bags all the time.
Yeah.
so when is it?
End of August.
And what are you looking forward to the most there? Is there a specific?
Playing games with Luke.
I've never been before or to anything like
Sounds
this.
like
so
you're gonna love it.
Masturbating at the table is not allowed, unfortunately. Apart from the German ones. The German LAN events, apparently.
you can masturbate at the table.
Anyway.
Off to Germany we go.
Okay.
Boom.
Last topic. Or anything else to say?
No, carry on. You've interrupted me. No, continue.
No.
No,
If there's
that's
anything
fine.
more.
No, that's fine.
We all had topics to talk about this time, so I think
We haven't even talked about marks yet,
haven't we?
have we?
Well, no, we've been going an hour, so I thought
Yeah, I
we'd,
thought, yeah.
No, hurry up.
we do it in about 2 minutes. So, my question to you is: should I have concerns about watching the World Cup in Qatar in 4 years' time? Now, the reason I'm saying this, I know it's a long way off, is because, I'm a bit of a wrestling geek. And last Friday, I watched the greatest Royal Rumble. Literally, they called it the greatest. And it was in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who had welcomed WWE to Saudi Arabia, paid them millions and millions of pounds to put on this event, which was huge. But it was essentially a tourism campaign. with every half an hour there being like a video from someone in Saudi Arabia. A lot of them were women going, I love living in Saudi Arabia now that I can drive. Yeah, and it was so on the nose. It was really painful. And this is a country where you can still be stoned for being gay. This is a country where women have to have signed permission from a male authority figure to go to university or higher education. Wow. Nice. So I couldn't watch it and fully enjoy it, despite the fact it was a 50-man Royal Rumble won by Braun Strowman.
50-man Royal Rumble. So was it any female wrestlers?
No. So the female wrestlers were not allowed to go, which is insane.
But they are allowed to drive.
So shallow the WWE are.
Well, apparently the female wrestlers were paid even though they weren't on the show.
Right.
Which
is not the point.
No,
is not the point, is it? And there was a big thing about there being no women in the crowd. There was a kind of a retrospective on this week's, and they interviewed about 10 women who were all like, I loved the show, it was great, because clearly they'd heard the backlash online. But I couldn't enjoy it because I know, well, there should be women wrestling, they're great, they're a good part of the show, they're not here. I know that this country is, and the World Cup in Qatar in 4 years' time, very, very similar. Human rights abuses left, right and centre. Will I be able to enjoy it?
Will they have any female presenters there and all that?
Hang on, sorry. What did Vince McMahon say? Is he, not about the FIFA World Cup, but obviously he owns WWE.
Vince McMahon said, thanks for the £50 million that you're giving me, $50 million or whatever.
But he must be getting some backlash from his female wrestlers.
Paid or not?
I mean, you'd think so, you'd hope so. But in that sort of environment...
It literally seems like money's done all the talking and everyone's fine because they got paid so much.
Yeah, exactly.
So like FIFA World Cup?
Exactly like the World Cup. Which is similar to Russia as well. But,
Fucking hell.
But in some respects, I'm not as bothered about the Russia one because to me, in my mind, Russia's a huge country. It has got at least some kind of football heritage. Like, yes, it got there in a dodgy way, perhaps. But Qatar, a tiny country in the middle of a desert...
It's bought itself the World Cup.
So, am I going to be able to enjoy it?
No. No, because...
You're going to want it to fail somehow.
Yeah, also the football season will still be going ahead because it's going to be held in the winter.
Yeah. Is that definitely happening?
Last I heard.
Last I heard as well.
All because they paid so much money to get it.
And the reason is because obviously oil is running out and becoming less popular, so they can't rely on that. For their economy, so they're having to transition to other forms, and they need people to invest in their country, and the people are only going to invest if it looks like a outwardly modern liberal country.
Here's a great source of economy: equal rights.
The economy might grow if they let women do stuff.
Yeah, like buy things without permission.
And on that bombshell, 4 middle-aged, middle-class white men sat around the table.
All think we know something about politics in the world.
Mark does, if you listen to his Facebook.
Yeah.
If you read his Facebook, you might learn something.
No, I can't unfollow him now.
Delete.
Even try dating you on the app.
All right, gentlemen. On that note, see you next week.
Bye.